Welcome back, guys. Back from break and ready to get this battle started from whatever is circling mysteriously above us. Oh no!
Battled. You guys always assume a fight. I
And
don't
in
know
like a
why.
minute, you're gonna say roll initiative.
So you guys were tending to Fawnland's wounds when Nina, who was, just kind of looking around, not really part of the conversation, notices a shadow, and then looks up to see the creature that produced the shadow. Durian, you casted Cat's Grace on yourself, and everyone else kind of readied weapons and got themselves ready, and you see this form spiraling slowly down at you from quite high yet. But, yeah, you guys look up, and why don't I get... why don't
By the way,
get
I sort of move away from everyone else.
Uh,
So it's spread out a little bit.
okay, why don't you tell me where you move?
Whoa!
Ooh, fancy.
No,
Put
not a
myself-
battle.
Okay,
Well, I guess I can
Not
off my
that
horse.
he has anything
Looking
to
at it.
for us or anything.
so I'm gonna go like over this way
Yeah, we are off our horses.
from everyone up.
Okay. So you kind of go off to the left, and I assume you're still watching this thing. Why don't I get perception checks from everyone?
I help. Yeah, okay. I'm
26.
gonna
Whoa!
perceive.
Hey.
You know what? Well, that happened, but this is kind of medding now, but I was gonna say is I don't take a perception check. I'm actually just gonna be helping Fawn up off the ground and trying to get her to cover.
Okay. I mean, Fawn, you get up. You're still you're still far more nimble than the normal person, but not your usual super nimble self. Fawnelin, you perceive that it's a large. Why don't I get everyone's perception checks? Nina, you're having a tough time seeing it from over there, apparently. But Fawnelin, you see a large winged creature slowly spiraling down at you. You notice that it has only one head, and that it doesn't fit the description of the chimera that you were given. Caven, you also notice this, but you're a little more familiar with the shape. 4 legs, 2 wings, a tail, a head. Looks like something you guys have encountered before.
Oh my god.
And you do see
Oh,
reddish
shit.
scales,
Saban,
though not the red you've seen before. You'd say it actually looks similar to probably the cheapest coins in your pocket.
Bronze.
huh.
How many bronze
Copper.
coins do you have?
Copper.
There you go.
Like,
Oh, copper.
I say, Caven. I'm like helping up and I'm like getting my stuff
Okay,
ready. I haven't
as
really looked at it.
I'm
like, "Caven,
looking
what
up,
do you-
and
what do you see?
as soon as I realize this, like before Durian does, I'm like, shit, it's a dragon. Durian, it's a dragon. It's a dragon. It's a dragon.
I
Before there wasn't supposed to
I
be
poop,
any other dragons
I
around.
poop rapidly.
You what?
I haven't.
Rapidly?
Are you sure? I made a joke to say I poop rapidly.
Oh. Caven, you hear... and followed by whatever during.
No, I was kidding. No, I was kidding. I'm like, oh god. I look around. I'm like, we need some cover. This is bad. I hadn't heard that there were more dragons. We got to get cover. Is there cover around? What's around? Is
You
these like
see
overhangs
no-
or they?
You see no cover. There are no real overhangs, kind of
oh, God.
sheer cliffs. There's a kind of a sheer cliff going down to your southeast. Other than that, there's kind of a flat plateau of rock in front of you and several sheer cliff faces.
So these behind
creatures-
us, are these tall? Like these are like cliff face, right? Like
Yeah,
here.
you can maybe scramble on top of something like that, but it's a good 20, 25 feet up.
Okay, no, that's perfect. It's sheer cliff face. I come over.
Could we get under the overhang? Is there an overhang?
There are no overhangs.
Well,
They're
I don't.
nearly sheer going up.
I come behind my horse and lean like I'm like having bad memories about getting burned leaning against a cliff face last time, but I'm like I'm basically standing with my crossbow drawn, and I go over here to lean against the cliff face, and I load a crossbow bolt.
Okay.
And I say, "Get ready,
Load
guys."
You see this creature spiraling down farther or closer and closer, and he appears to do a wider circle as he gets, I don't know, maybe 50 or 100 feet above your head and about 100 or so feet out. And he
Hey.
kind of circles close and is looking at you and gives you a wave with a foreclaw.
Do you notice that this is a little bit more weird compared to our last
Wait.
encounter?
I wave back.
I'm like,
I'm like, "Shut up, Nina. Get
Wait.
ready." I'm not.
Durian, why don't you give me a knowledge arcana?
this is weird.
Yeah. I mean, I know from the little I know of D&D.
Just give me a knowledge arcana.
All right.
And we'll see what Durian knows.
Oh,
Nice.
Durian,
Burn.
you believe that from the color, the kind of reddish metallic color and the sort of green patina between its scales, you think you're looking at a copper dragon. Generally regarded as one of the good dragon kind, they're known to be mischievous. And this one you can see is about the same size as Reikumen.
a mischief dragon. This is like Durian's best friend.
Yeah.
I lower. Go ahead. Does someone else want to do something? I don't want to take an action.
I was gonna
but-
say, waving at us. Guys?
Caben has his bow out, aimed at it, not shooting, just like counting down.
Okay.
Instead.
Everyone, hold on a second after it waves. So I say, "Hold your fire, Caben," and I walk out to here while it's circling,
Mhm.
and I call up to it in Draconic, and I'm like, "Friend or foe?"
You see the creature kind of fly out, around and out away from you, and then you see as it kind of skims the cliffs to the south and lands with a whoomph on the plateau. Hello there, little ones.
Durian.
Everyone roll me a will save.
Oh god.
Spell save? What kind of save?
Will.
Will save.
Oh shit.
Travis, did you
For
update my
what?
character sheet, by the way?
Just roll me a will save.
Would this be against an enchantment?
Roll me
don't
a
even
will
know.
save.
Okay, I
Travis.
get a +2 against enchantments.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Travis.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna pass that.
Travis.
What?
Update my character sheet.
It's been
I ca-
frozen. I haven't been able to update it.
Well.
Let me try again.
Will goes off of wisdom, right?
It
Yeah.
does.
Okay,
Yes.
so
That
then
should
it's the same. Okay.
Oh, yeah, now it's letting me. Sorry, Mythweavers was down before.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Is that everyone?
No.
I rolled a 19.
It is. Okay. Everyone except
Did you
Caben.
see?
Give me a sec.
Yeah, go ahead.
Give
Go-
me a
go
sec.
ahead, go ahead.
please.
Go ahead.
Everyone except Caben, you are instantly consumed with fear. You find yourself shaking and quaking. Your hands are unsteady. Durian, you do feel this effect for a while, and then you feel heat from. Where do you keep your sword? Probably on your hip, right?
It's on my hip, yeah.
Yep. You feel a heat from your sword, almost as though it's burning you, and it quickly cools, and the fear fades away.
Durian.
Yeah, so I'm afraid for a turn. Once per day, the
but-
wielder can
No, it
use
goes-
to
it
remove
works
fear.
pretty
If the
much
wielder becomes
instantly.
frightened or panicked, this ability is. Okay, cool. In that case, I'm like, oh, and I look, feel my rapier. I'm like, oh, I like you, buddy. I like you, and I say,
I like you too.
I like.
How are you today?
No, I'm
If you
go
said
with
it
it.
out loud,
Go with it.
before I answer. Okay, before I answer, I look at Nina. What is she doing? Because she's kind of right next to me.
I'm just trying to say what brings you out to these parts of Draconic.
Out to these parts? I live here, my dear. Why would I not be out here?
What,
So
what is your...
Durian, should I shoot it or not?
Nina, collect your...
You don't feel the fear, Caven.
I know, but I'm still a dragon.
Shoot
Caven.
me. Why, young
Everyone-
man?
everyone
How
relax.
impertinent. Why would you shoot me?
Does he-
Have I done
does he-
anything
does
to
it-
you?
I don't understand Draconic.
He's
it speaking
speaking in
common?
common.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, okay.
I would probably
We've-
be like
we've-
stumbling back to my horse. By the way.
We've met some less friendly dragons before.
Oh, come now. There are not many dragons in this area. Very few for you to meet, I would think. Which dragons would
let us
these
say-
be? Please, tell me the story. I love a good story.
Caben shuts up at this point.
I don't... Yeah,
The last one tried to
I
burn
step
us
forward and
alive.
say... Nina, hush. What is your name, friend? We've encountered only one other of your kind.
Oh, you have encountered a dragon before. How interesting. Like I said, I love a good story. You'll have to tell me. It's been so long since I've had visitors. Why, this last time I think it was, probably about 7 years ago. Young elven man, a cleric, came up here, and he starts going into a tirade about this person he met before.
I'm patiently wait for the story to end. I don't interrupt the dragon.
Yes, and in the end, he did find the tooth of the beast he was fighting, but, well, I dare say it wasn't worth the arm he lost. Though I was happy to make his acquaintance, his jokes were quite humorous. I'm sorry, I've been running off a bit. What did you say your name?
No, it's fine. My name is Durian, and
Durian,
these are-
pleasure to meet you.
yes, and well, you asked. We met and made battle with one of your kind called Recumen. Well, not of your kind, shall we say?
Recumen. I do not recognize the name. Was he one of the Greens in the
He was-
north?
He was a
He was a red to the south.
Oh, you are the
The
ones I
child of
have
the-
to thank for displacing the whelp. I must say I was a bit concerned when he showed up. Normally I deal with such a little thing right away, but, well, I didn't like the look of those Bastila he had installed by his cave entrance. Coward, wouldn't even come fight me in the air. You know, those Reds are always cravens until they get to be adults. This one time I met a Red out in the Laurent Isle. Well, this was probably about 2 decades ago. You were, well, are you an elf? You may have been around then. I don't know, I forget how long-lived you creatures are. And you know what? I'm going off again. I don't think I got the rest of your names.
Introduce yourselves, everybody. I'm still kind of nervous.
I'm kind of shaking and stammering, but I mentioned that my name is Faunolin. But you can call me Fawn.
Oh,
I just shut up.
Fawn, what a delicious name.
giant.
Thank you.
Yeah, just gives
He gives you a wink.
sweat here.
I
My
cry
name-
a little bit, like, oh god, don't eat me.
My name's Caben.
Ah, Caben, hello, Caben.
Hello.
And you, my dear, what be your name?
Nina, sir?
Ah, Nina, pleasure. And what are all of you doing here in the foothills? This is a dangerous area, you know. You're lucky you ran into me.
We are hunting. I sort of
Hunting?
gather myself a little bit
And
more,
what be you hunting?
I step forward.
Not
I say,
dragons, I hope. You seem to have slain one already? Should I be concerned?
No, not Well,
just say,
do you suggest there are more of your kind?
There's one of my
There are
kind
more of your
right in
kind?
front of you. His safety is the safety I'm most worried about at the moment. He says worried
We
with
hunt.
kind of a raise of the
No.
eyebrows.
Yeah.
As
No,
he sees
we.
Faunolin and Nina shaking in their boots.
I don't want to
Uh,
die.
I say like no, we did not expect to find your kind here. In fact, the only dragon-like creature on wings that we were on the ready for was the chimera we hunt.
Oh, yes, that poor old boar. He thought to challenge me once. You should have seen the look on his faces when he realized his acid had no effect on me. Though it did corrode the coins between my scales. Rather unfortunate. I like the lustrous shine of the sun on my, on my body as I fly over the water. You know, it's quite interesting to see the reactions of sailors when I go by their ships.
Mr. Dragons.
But there's me, and how about you? Why are you searching out this chimera? You said you ran into one before. Dare I say it's the one that shares my mountains, as I deign to let it?
Yes, we believe it is the very same chimera that not many days past down by the rift slayed one of our friends, and we seek retribution.
Oh my, slaying one of your friends, has it? Well, he has been a busy boy. And you're seeking retribution against the dumb beast.
You call it that.
I just nod.
Yes.
Well, I've been of the opinion of living and letting live, but I dare say he makes a dreadful neighbor. All the screams of the creatures he brings back, really quite disconcerting.
I kind of cough at that.
Oh, yes, apologies. But I wouldn't want you to go out and encounter him and risk your lives before I've had a chance to say hello. So tell me, any good stories, any jokes, maybe a limerick? I've been so bored up here. Few people deign to speak to a dragon. They're all just paralyzed by fear, he says, looking over at Nina slowly.
And
And
me.
then back to Durian.
I stare at him and then I chuckle and say, "You might be in luck. Would you deign to stay with us for a bit? I am somewhat passing familiar with limericks and have some skill myself."
Oh, excellent! I wouldn't leave for the world. And he jumps straight up in the air, probably about 40 feet, and flutters gently right in front of you. Woomph! And he kind of lays down his head on his paws, probably, I don't know, maybe a foot away from your midsection, and looks up very slightly to look you right in the eyes and say, "Tell me a story, Durian."
Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to do is, well, you asked after our encounter with Recumen, and I will regale you with the tale.
Ah,
And then
yes.
perhaps
The little red whelp. I'd like to hear of his end.
So, how much do you want to? Because
you
Travis,
know
I
the story.
cannot.
You don't have to tell the story again.
So
Describe
I'm
how
not going to
you
tell the
describe.
story again. I have. It's been some time, and before our recent tragedy, I had at least attempted in my mind to begin to compose it into at least rhyming meter. So I'm going to tell it in an oratorical chant, like a poem, an epic poem, or the beginnings of one. And I say as much. It's the beginnings of something that I am writing.
Oh, excellent! First-hand accounts make the best stories.
Is the context of the story like? Because last time you told it, you kind of like put yourself as kind of like the front runner of the battle. Is this the same thing?
Wait.
No,
Are you
so I
asking this in character?
No,
or
no,
out of
outside of character. I'm just curious. Outside of character.
You hear Caben growling.
So this is
We'll back
this
Nina
is-
up. We'll assume that's what she did.
Yeah, I backed up
Yeah.
one more space too. Like
Caben doesn't really
So-
care. Like he knows Durian like does that, but I'm just curious.
so for the I think in this case, especially after Amareth's death and the situation that's called for, my story is more of the treacherous climb to the mountains, to fighting hordes of kobolds and lizardmen and whatnot, to getting attacked and severely wounded and barely making it through, an Amareth helping us out, but then all of us making our way. So no, it doesn't like maximize my involvement, but it's not finished, so it's only pieces of verse, or rather like sections of verse. So if you can imagine, I've got like the treacherous climb and the encounter with the ballista, and then later it's getting burned and how the like all our fate seems sealed at this point, and then it's perhaps the killing blow that Nina strikes. So it's kind of like the pieces of it, and that's what I'm going to.
Okay, cool. And Josh, just to catch you up, Durian agreed to tell the dragon a story. The dragon leapt 40 feet straight up into the air and then floated gracefully down, right, like literally a foot in front of Durian. We assumed Nina backed up.
Actually, I would have tried to hug Durian at that point, actually.
Hug Durian? You'd be going
Durian-
closer.
Well,
I think.
Closer.
Sort of like behind Durian like this.
why?
You're
would
like
closer
you were
to
like
it?
far away from Durian when this happened.
Yeah.
I thought I was closer to Durian when it
You're like
happened.
15, 20 feet away from Durian.
You were closer to Fawn and Caben.
If Nina made it like a bolt towards me, I'd wave her off, kind of keeping my eyes on the dragon. Like, and I'm like, it's okay, don't worry about it.
Okay. Cool. And Allison, you...
Yeah, what's the thing for the roll? I forget what the fuck it is.
It
The thing
is
with the rolls.
+2. Do
No,
you
no,
still
no,
have the
no,
link
like
for the sheet?
DM roll or what the fuck is it?
No, you can
Slash
roll it out.
GM roll?
Okay. Oh, it's GM, not damn. That's what it is.
You don't have to roll it secretly.
Okay.
Hmm?
Okay. All right. The horses have all fled, by the way, including Firefoot.
Damn.
It was a fairly like narrow mountain path, and they went back the way you guys came. Not a mountain path, but a fairly narrow pass.
They were like,
It was
"Fuck this."
high on each side, so there's only one way to go with the direction they
Yeah,
went
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
So they just fled down.
So I give,
So
and by the way, now I'm actually going to do what I said, not this session, but
Sure.
going forward, I am actually going to, me personally, I'm going to compose something on our battle with Recumen,
Oh,
because I think I would
excellent.
get a lot more props if I were able to read something.
Oh hell
But-
yeah! I will give you bonuses to rolls, or flat out
Yeah.
approve them if it's good enough.
Yeah, no,
Seriously,
so,
like,
so I know.
Your oratory
That's why I'm
skill is
kind of
so good.
apologetic.
You
But in this case,
Yeah.
I'm just telling the story, and there are moments of being in verse and others of me telling what happens, kind of narrative style, because it's a work in
Mhm.
progress, if you will. So that's what I give.
excellent. Why don't you give me a perform oratory check?
Kevin, I see you were on Facebook.
Oh my god.
God damn it, Kevin! Concentrate on the game.
All right, Josh, what are my chances here?
Why did that just go on my stream? Damn it.
your chances for what?
What happened?
I used the wrong window and it was on stream.
I hope that didn't get your last name.
No, it was like my
Seriously, in the VOD, you may want to edit that.
I'll take a look at it.
All right, here we go, guys. I feel like I'm gonna be eaten if I don't pass this, and I've never passed.
His
this
head
test.
is about a foot from your face, unless you back up.
No, I'm only a foot from him, and I perform like I'm performing for a king, or I attempt to. So here we go.
Excellent. His breath smells kind of bad, by the way.
Well, he's a dragon.
Oh,
Nice! Very good
Plus
roll.
13
20 is
something.
fine. 20 is fine.
You give a great, memorable recounting of the tale. Some of it's in verse, some of it you're still kind of working through on, how to get it to rhyme and, give it a good rhythm. But you tell the story, and he nods along, and you see kind of a grin creep up his mouth. You see him even wince a little bit as you tell him about Nina's death blow on Recumen the Red Dragon. And he nods in appreciation and says, "That is an excellent story. I haven't heard one like that in quite some time."
And then
by the way, has he already said his name yet?
No, he hasn't.
I just
I
wanted
tried to
make sure.
ask it.
Sir
I tried to
Copper
ask and he
Dragon.
passed it off. And then I say,
Quite a story.
how about a little limerick to lighten the mood?
A little limerick to lighten the mood.
as he says that, I back up.
And then I just start reciting. I'm not going to roll yet. I go, "I've reached beyond those limits that bound and searched till I finally found the pinnacle of reality is in my utter mortality. And so what I found is simply the ground." Okay? Appropriate after a success to be reminded of our failings, no?
Ah, yes, good to keep oneself humble. He kind of ponders you for a moment and says, "I like you, Durian. I like your friends, though they seem a bit more quiet. Especially that one who's creeping down the path. I can still see you."
I look awkwardly. Like,
Yes, hi. I could see you for several miles. Anyway, I am wondering, the four of you appear to be seeking this chimera. Are you perhaps the ones who injured him so badly? He looked rather unwell when he returned to his nest. Or I should say
Point
the
the
last
David.
time I saw him.
I shake my head.
Unless he ran to somebody else, it was us. I'm glad to hear he wasn't a friend of yours, despite being a neighbor.
No, a rather nasty neighbor. I'm usually, like I said, of the opinion to live and let live, but if he would stop living, I wouldn't trouble myself over it.
Well,
In
However,
that case,
You are
Dragons-
here! Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say, in that case, Mr. Dragon, sir, I don't suppose you can point us in the direction he lives.
I may be able to help, but I would want some help in return. You see, these hills have been a little empty, a little bereft of life lately. I think it's because of some of the creatures here, the chimera certainly being one. But there was a friendly old wizard who had a tower in this area some time ago. Unfortunately, several years ago, a few Fae moved in and, well, they decided to mess up the place, if you will. I would like to see them removed.
is this tower close by?
I dare say it's on your way.
Hmm.
Do you have a tower in here?
Damn it.
What are
What are
you...
you saying damn it for?
Sorry, or you should know why, Travis.
Josh doesn't
Sorry?
curse, by the way. Josh, what are you doing?
Bray.
Damn it, Oren. Why did you
Oren's
die so
dead.
soon?
Oren's dead.
Yeah, Arn's dead.
Orin's dead.
You just said Faye, and immediately thought to Oren.
Nope, he dead.
I
Anyway.
nod thoughtfully and I say, "Dragon, and I do not know your name.
No.
I apologize to address you as such, but I am glad that you have found my entertainment amusing, and I won't lie that we desire the end of this beast for personal reasons and revenge, or rather, as a result, I am willing to take on this quest you so propose, and I think my friends would come around to it once I can rally their senses.
I don't say anything. I just.
But I think you would appreciate this, but I'm someone who believes in a fair deal as well. What do we gain from turning aside from our main quest for a time? risking danger.
Ah, well, it would certainly be unfair to keep payment from you. Yes. Well, I have no desire to see my neighbor killed, even though you wish his head. I will not begrudge you it, but I will not help in that affair. However, I may be able to give you something to help with these troublesome Fae. And if you succeed in your task, you may keep it. If you don't, I dare say I'll retrieve it eventually.
I smile and nod a bit, and I look the dragon in the eye and say, if we turn aside and continue our quest, can we expect some neighborly love that we would have to face more than simply this chimera?
Your travels may be dangerous, and, well, I am a rather busy person. I'm not going to be around this area for the next few weeks. Every day, I should say. What kind of help are you asking for?
Not help. I'm asking, should we expect you as a hindrance? Should we decline to aid you? Though I think we are of mind to aid you, but should we decline?
Well, if you decline, I will retrieve what I gave you.
But you haven't given us anything yet.
Oh, if you decline right now. Ah, I see. Well, I certainly wouldn't hinder you too much.
I smile and nod, and I say, you leave us a wealth of choices, but there is a clear option, I think. Tell us of this Fae in the Wizard's Tower they occupy. I call Caben up and I see Nina. I'm like, Nina, can you pull yourself together or go tend to Fawn? Pull yourselves together. Let's go.
Pull yourself together, man.
I'm fine. I've pulled myself together. Question mark.
You're still scared as hell. But you can approach him. You're just, as you get closer, your hands are shaking a little more, and you're kind of like, I don't know, grabbing onto Fawn or hiding them, or just flat out shaking right in front of him. Whatever you choose to do.
Did Fawn come back, or
Very
is she still
completely
inching down the thing?
Fawn, what were you doing?
She is pieced out.
No, she's not there on her computer.
Oh,
There she is.
Here
She's
she
back.
comes.
Fawn, what are you
roll a
doing?
fortitude save.
Oh fuck.
I'm
God
joking.
damn it.
I'm joking. They
You
were
did.
asking what Fawn was doing.
What do you do? So I've called. You heard the quest that he proposed to us, the Copper Dragon?
Go to this tower and stop these Fae.
And so I asked what would happen if we didn't take up his quest, and he implied that he wouldn't be too much of a hindrance. And so I said, well, you leave us with it. Right. So I said, well, let us tell us more of what you can tell us. And I called to you and Nina to see if you could make your way at least.
Not die in front of him from
Yeah,
fear.
not just pull yourselves together as much as you can, and let's hear him out. Him?
Oh,
her?
I'm not running away.
I don't know.
I'm there and listening to his quest.
How do you know it's not a female drag? I'm joking.
His or her quest.
I did just say him or her. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You sound like a dude, so I assume it's a dude. You didn't do your female voice. Where you like this? And you sound like really silly. So
Large dragon, what's up?
yeah.
Dragon.
Could be a female copper
You
dragon.
all assume it's a male, but you don't have.
We can't sex it.
A lot of knowledge.
Wait. Dragon jumps 55 feet towards Alice and Breeze, and Alice has her own character. Rock's Soul.
No.
He could. Well, I'm not gonna say anything. Anyway, so
Let's not anger it and have it kill us all.
what did you just say, Durian? And what was everyone's response?
I told them to pull themselves together and come listen. We have work to
I
do.
assume I'm still terrified of it, but I move at least a little bit closer.
I'm listening.
Caven walks up.
Excellent.
You're like right there, Nina, so you don't really have a choice but to listen.
Excellent. Well, the tower I'm speaking about was built on one of the highest hills in this area. I dare say it's a recognizable landmark that you should be able to view on your own. Once you approach it, I would be wary of the creatures inside. I don't know much about them, admittedly, other than they are bloodthirsty.
Huh.
Oh, great.
Will we see the tower upon this peak, or is the tower hidden?
The tower is perfectly visible. As I said, I dare say it's one of the highest points in the area.
And
You would likely find your chimera due south from it,
I
in a
look at-
ways.
I look at Caven and I say, "There's our peak."
I'm agreement.
And you spoke of aid against the Fae.
Yes. Are you taking me up on my offer, then?
Yes.
Nod.
Fawn's just
look at
like,
him, I look at him
still
and nod and say,
die.
I think this is a deal we must take. So
Excellent.
I have a few questions for you, if that's okay.
I will answer what I can if it will help you.
But tell us of this aid for the Fae.
Ah, yes. You see his eyes glow blue, and you hear a slight scrape, and from the plateau hovers a sword. And it slowly descends into your hands, Durian.
Ooh, fancy.
What kind is it, a full long sword or a short sword?
Yes, you see a long sword, dark metal. It's the same length as a usual long sword, not quite as thick or as it's not quite as like wide as you would expect, but it's surprisingly heavy. And he says, "This should help you in your task."
What can we expect of this?
Expect it to be effective.
Just sort of look at it.
I sort of heft it and I nod and I've kept it sort of in my hands or whatever, and I say, "Very good." And is there anything else we should know about these Fae? Do they number many?
Not too many, but for normal members of your species, they would be extremely dangerous. Able warriors like yourselves, able to slay a dragon, even if he is a little red whelp. I dare say you'd be a match for them.
And this tower, why would they take it?
Because it was full of alive people, and they wished to make them dead people.
So it wasn't just a wizard's tower, it was a habitation of sorts.
Yes, the wizard, his wife, their daughter, I haven't seen any of them in the last 7 years.
I nod and say, anything about this tower that itself is a structure we should be concerned about?
As far as I know, simply a residence, an observatory of sorts.
Observatory.
What is this picture of?
The sword.
Okay.
God.
Interesting. Well, friend, I don't know your name,
No,
and I switch to Draconic, and I say, "I'd be most honored if you would tell it to me, but I understand your discretion or your reluctance."
I am Lord Quathius the Copper, he says, in common.
Spell that, please.
You're gonna have to spell
Yeah.
that.
Quathius. This is the
Curtsy.
sword in the stone.
Oh, Lord. I thought it was Lord Quathius.
No, it's
No,
Lord
Laura Quathius.
I almost had it. I was Lore.
The copper. Okay.
I nod or I bow, and I say,
Now, I'm not royalty. Not yet.
I smile and say, "We will take you up on your quest. Now, can you Can you give us any information on the Chimera? Should we finish this quest? Shall we seek you out, or should we continue on with our hunt?
I dare say I'll see you eventually.
Any tips or tricks you have, you see your neighbor's house. I know with my neighbors that I often complain about their caving in roofs and their ill-kept gardens. Surely you would have some sort of weakness to his stronghold.
Against the Fae or the Chimera?
The Chimera is what I'm speaking of.
Either one would be of help.
The tower's just a tower. I don't know of anything that would help or hinder you about it, though I've never been inside myself, a bit too big to fit in the door. However, the nest of the Chimera, it's on low ground, not easily spotted. Though the Chimera itself usually prowls its area. Metal. It's made of metal. A lot of metal. Mostly swords and armor.
Interesting.
I dare say you can guess where he got those from.
My eyes get cold.
Oh, and he says, I shall take my leave of you now, and he gives a slight bow to you, Durian, and starts flapping his wings and gets airborne, hovers for a bit. Oh yes, be wary of the wyverns. And he starts flying off.
Alright.
Oh crap! Even we know what they are from story tales. Oh
Am I
god.
still here now that he's gone?
No, it wears off after a while.
I just kind of like collapse and sit on the ground, like.
Yeah, it probably
that.
wore off at some point, but still, big dragon. You've never fought one personally, and you might not have been as scared, but the memory of fear sometimes works as well as fear itself. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was stumbling my words like, okay, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm like, I'm still here. Stumble.
I, however, am the fear long forgotten thanks to the sword. I clap my hands together. I'm like, okay, time to be heroes again, guys.
But first,
Hey, Durian.
let's get our horses.
Yeah. I'll say sort
Your
of
horses have been gone for a good 40 minutes at this point. You told the story. No, half hour, 20 minutes? Half hour. We'll say half
20 to 30 minutes. I wave. I'm saying, yes, Caven. I need to examine the sword.
I start
Yeah,
yelling out for Firefoot and searching for her. Not
I was
worried
actually about to point to the sword. May I, Durian, for a second?
Yes,
Oh,
take it. Do you want me to? I assume it's magical, but I haven't
We
cast
should-
a spell yet.
We should stick together to get the
hold on just a
horses.
second.
Here,
So,
you
I pick
hold
up
it
the
and
sword.
you hold it, and I will examine it.
Yeah, so I pick up the sword. Do I notice it's heavier than normal swords?
Roll a fortitude save. I'm joking.
I would have loved if it was just meant for me.
It's heavier than you would expect because of its width and its thickness, but it's normal longsword length.
Okay, I told Durian
And
to
it's
step
normal
back for a second.
longsword weight. It's just not like as big of a sword as you would expect for how much it weighs.
So Durian stepped back for a second, and I sort of like posture to swing the sword.
I step back and cast
I
detect
do-
magic on the sword, but
Okay.
2 swing.
You take a swing.
I take 2 swings in the air, just as a getting used to it type thing.
Okay, you swing it a couple times. It's very well balanced, obviously well made. You kind of flourish it a little bit. Swing again. Feels like a sword to you. Durian, you cast detect magic. The sword glows with a blue light.
I say, hold it still, Nina, and I concentrate on it for longer.
Okay, you concentrate on it for longer. Roll me a... what the hell is that? I don't remember. Is it spellcraft or arcana?
It could be either. I think it's probably
It's
spellcraft.
Oh, I thought it was Arcana.
I'm sure it's
strikes
some way
me- I'm looking for the
magic.
skill. Yeah, let me... It probably does say in Detect Magic. That'd be great.
I assume I also detect
I'll look at magic. You want to look at the skill?
spellcraft skill checks to determine the school of
Excellent.
magic involved.
Give me a spellcraft check.
DC 15 plus spell level or 15 plus half cast level.
Nope, nothing.
14. Yeah, I don't think... Nope, definitely not enough.
Okay.
You see that it's magical, but it's still glowing with that faint blue light, which is just what you see with magic. Usually, if you could discern the school and the strength, the blue light would change colors to a different color and a different intensity based on it.
Okay.
Well,
I
guess this
concentrate and I say, okay, you can put it down. I'm not going to be able to... I haven't gotten anything from it yet, but it's definitely magical.
Yep.
oh, I
And
guess
How
that'd be
powerful?
fine.
Is it powerful in comparison to, say, Nina's scythe, which was on her back?
Let me actually see if you can get aura strength without. First round, presence or absence. Second, number of different. Third, strength and location of each aura.
It says second, number of different magical auras and the power of the most potent aura.
Yep. If the items to determine School of Magic. Okay. So you see that it is a moderate aura, and you only see a single type of glow from it.
Got it. I see. This is an artifact of some power.
By the way, did it come with a sheath, or am I going to be just holding onto it?
It's just a sword. That's all he gave you.
Yay!
Do you wish to use it, Nina? You would be the obvious choice. But
Well,
you-
at this point,
Yeah,
I would just note that all of your classes are capable of using a longsword.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Bards are proficient with longsword.
I thought no. It's a
Not-
short sword.
not martial.
It's a martial weapon. I can't use a martial weapon.
Even a
Ah.
short sword's a martial weapon, actually. Which is-
Bards are proficient with all simple weapons plus longsword, rapier, sap, short sword, short bow,
Oh.
whip.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you can use actually all of the regular swords, the longsword, rapier, short sword, not the curved swords like scimitar or falchion.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have given up the damn night vision sword if I had known that. I thought the longsword was
The night vision sword was a bastard sword.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad I gave it up then. Fuck that sword.
I guess this means I could use my old friend, then. I point to the turtle shield.
I say you can use this.
You
or
still
I can-
have that fucking turtle shield with you?
Yeah, I never got rid of it.
Okay, I didn't remember if you ever sold it.
Well,
Did I-
well let's see. Remember
I
what
see,
happened
Nina,
last
you were
time? Last
quite-
time?
Ah.
We should wait for the others. I have I have many weapons, and I am not necessarily the best choice to be at the front lines of battle. But I can use that sword. I know Caven could perhaps use it, though his bow is most
Probably
excellent
better.
skill. Probably better, but I would dare say that even with the power of enchantment I believe to be on this sword, I believe your scythe skills are still better. Your scythe with its enchantments.
He did say it'd be more effective than.
It did, but I don't know. I don't know what we face. I think to myself about what I know of the Fae.
Okay. And why don't you give me a knowledge roll? I don't. Is it Arcana? It seems like it.
Or planes.
Let me look. Nature.
shit.
Knowledge nature, whoever's got it.
I think I
I
have
mean,
that.
that would be all of us actually, or
Would
the two. Well, I know at least Caven.
I got that.
I got this.
No,
Oh,
I know
God,
nothing.
that's not the roll I
No.
wanted.
I'm so sick. I can't.
Durian
roll
doesn't
anything
know. Fawn.
Vaughn forgets that she's of nature.
Boom.
Kevin, though.
good. I'm like, what? What's
Haven.
nature?
So general stuff about the Fae. Generally speaking, Fae tend to be enchanted creatures. They're close to nature, though. What aspect of nature they mirror depends on the type of Fae. Some might be into keeping peace and tranquility. Some may be vicious beasts, some may be alluring, some may be dangerous, some may be knowledgeable in certain respects. Fae tend to be, let's see, 21. Yeah, Fae tend to be resilient against normal attacks of this world, though there are some materials that can harm them more easily than others.
Do I know any of those?
Yeah, you'd need a 25, I'm gonna say, but Laura Quathius gave you a sword that he said would be effective against Fae.
Okay.
Other than that,
I actually say, Caven, this is interesting news. What do they speak?
Caven, you reply with Sylvan, the language of the Fae.
I think.
Oh, which
they
I would have known actually. So
I think they
okay.
would speak in Sylvan, if I remember correctly.
Excellent. Because many of my alternative abilities are language dependent. I say, sort of looking over.
Ah. You speak Sylvan?
Hey,
I
Durian.
reply, yes, you imbecile. I just spoke Sylvan the other day. Remember, in Sylvan. I say that to him.
I don't know what you're saying right now.
Hey,
Dan.
Durian. You know
Yeah.
the thing that you did with the 2 items from Recumen? You able to do that with the sword?
Not out here. I don't have the materials necessary.
Damn.
It's an expensive proposition, but we can hang on to it. I have a feeling, though, that Lord Quathius will request this back after our quest. In some
Didn't he
form
say
or
we
other.
could keep it if we helped him out with the Fae?
Yes, he did, I think, but he also said many things, and he seemed to be, well, the little I know of copper dragons is their impish nature, despite their large size.
So they're like you.
Yes, I guess, in a way.
Despite their large size.
But minus the large. Yeah.
I sort of, yeah. But I think right now we can perhaps keep it, but who knows how the dragon's mind will change. Let's go rid this tower of the Fae. The Lord knows why the Fae would be of any bother to him and this tower that he's never been in, but
Mm.
it's the
Assuming what he
sense
said is true, they kill people, so. Mm.
of- yeah.
Fae are weird
he-
magical beings, guys. They do look.
Well,
Pixies are Fae, aren't they? Aren't they nice things?
yeah.
Well,
They can be nice.
I've never fought the Fae, and you know what? I should add this to my bucket list. Are we? I mean, I agreed to this. I didn't feel like with a dragon in front of us that we had much chance to decline, but we're good with this quest,
Are
right?
you adding something that you're going to be doing onto your bucket list before you do it?
I ignore his comment. I thought. Wait, Fawn, or Alice, I thought you guys got your horses in your back now.
No,
Nina and I were
mentioned
talking,
go
and you
get my
guys went to get the
horses, and y'all
horses.
were like,
We wouldn't have
oh,
left
well,
you.
we
I
should all
thought
go
we were all
together
going
and get
together.
them.
I said, go get the horses. I'm going to consult with this sword.
Okay, well, I go and get the horses.
Okay.
I was gonna say, let's just go get our horses and continue on.
I would have gone.
Yes,
I would have
alright.
followed Fawn then.
All right,
Okay.
let's go catch up with them. Nina.
Cool. So you guys head out to find the horses. Yeah, boom, you find them pretty quick. Like I said, the
And you
path
find
is
a pack
narrow.
of wyverns.
The path is narrow, and you guys do manage to track them down. There are not a lot of places the horses could have went. Fawn, you find Firefoot actually waiting for you about a quarter of a mile, half mile down the trail.
Good Firefoot. Yeah.
While the rest of the horses are quite a ways away. Probably takes you guys an hour, couple of hours to round them up. And yeah, you guys are back on your way.
Travis, did
To the
Hedwig
Fae
flee when
Tower.
the dragon showed up?
Yeah, Hedwig got the hell out of Dodge.
Did she come back
Good,
now,
Hedwig.
or...
Yes, she came back.
Okay.
You saw her waiting on a small overhang right by Firefoot.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. So you guys continue on.
Lock and
And-
load. Well, before we do, I say, Nina, do you wish to be the one to hold this? I think Caben, if what Caben says is true, either Caben or Fawn would be good options too, with their preference for bows, which may or may not be effective.
I mean, it'll give me a chance to use a shield. It'd probably be good than using my scythe.
As much
That's
as
what
our
I'm looking
arrows
at
may
it.
not be the best weapons, I don't think we are nearly as effective as Nina is with hand-to-hand combat.
Fair enough. Nina?
Mm. And if we're in a wizard tower, then we're going to be fighting on foot.
We're being close
So-
combat most of the time. Close quarters.
I hate to say it, but I think this is actually my area to shine again. I sort of sigh at like, God damn it.
Ah, Nina, always the humble
As
one.
much as I'd like to be up there, my... Whatever... insert proper roleplay terms for 25 HP. My weak
You feel young and vital and wonderful.
I feel weak
fabulous.
and kind of limp. My joints ache.
No, my
Um,
joints ache. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's
Gosh,
press on.
Tyrion.
Cool.
Jerk.
So you guys press on. And I think, can we go for another hour, a little more? What's our
I'm fine. Josh had questions, but
Yeah, I'm good for now.
okay.
Are you good to go another hour at least?
Should be,
Okay.
hopefully.
Cool.
I'm good.
All right.
I'm always
Why don't
good,
we
guys.
take
Nine
It's
PM.
only like
Alright.
8:20 right here, so.
Yeah. Fuck you, Kevin. Let's take a quick break and get back to it then.
Oh,
Sweet.
my God. Yeah.
All right,
Excellent.
let's take a quick break.
All
guys.
right.
We will see you guys in a little bit. Thanks for tuning in.